I'd like to tell you the story of Good Friday using my story eggs. Let's have a look, see what's inside the first egg. Here we go. Oh, can you see what that is? It's a little donkey. Now, I don't know if you remember, we had the story of how Jesus rode into Jerusalem riding on a donkey. Here's another donkey, one that you might know better. And all the people said, "Hooray, he's God's king who's come to save," which he was. And later that week, let's see what happened next. What have we got in here? Can you see what that is? It's a tiny silver cup. Later that week, Jesus and his friends had a special meal when they remembered how God had saved them in the past. And at the end of the meal, Jesus had a cup of wine, which they passed round and shared. But he said some new words. He said, "This is my blood, which is given for you. Whenever you drink this, do it in remembrance of me." Now that was new. Jesus knew he was going to die. That's why he said the wine was like his blood. But he wanted people to remember by drinking wine together, to remember what he had done, that he died for them. Let's see what's in the third egg. Oh, in here, take it out to show you. It's 30p. 30 pieces of silver that represents. It's not worth as much as 30 pieces of silver. During that meal, one of Jesus' friends decided he wasn't a friend anymore. He went out and told the people who wanted to get rid of Jesus how they could find him, and said he would lead them to him, and they paid him 30 pieces of silver. What's the fourth one? Oh, can you see what this is? It's a little olive leaf, a leaf from an olive tree. Because after the meal, Jesus and his friends went to the Garden of Olives, a favourite place of theirs just outside Jerusalem. And Jesus wanted to pray, to talk to God, to ask him, is there any way he could avoid the pain, the dying that he knew was ahead? But he said to God, not what I want, but what you want. He wanted to do what had to be done. And while he was there, the soldiers arrived to arrest him. And next, can you see what this is? It's a tiny, sharp bit of thorn. I've got a bigger one to show you. The soldiers, when they arrested Jesus, made a crown out of sharp, prickly thorns, and they put it on his head and pretended he was a king and made fun of him because they knew that they were going to kill him. how they killed him. Can you see what this is? It's a little cross made out of nails, because they nailed Jesus onto a cross of wood. The nail, and they put it through his hands, and they nailed it in to some wood, and then lifted it up so that he would die. Jesus. And while he was on the cross, see what we have here. Oh, see what that is. It's a dice. While he was on the cross, the soldiers played with dice to find out who would win his clothes. And it's amazing. It was even prophesied, promised long before that that would be what would happen. The Bible knew what was going to happen to Jesus. There's a little bit of cloth and some spices. They smell nice. These are cloves. Not cloves, look like. You see that? Because in those days when people died, they would wrap the body up in cloth and with spices and put it in a grave in the tomb. And that's what they did when Jesus had died. They took his body down from the cross and they wrapped it up with spices and put it in the tomb. And what happened was that it's a stone. Because they put the body in the tomb, it was like a cave, and they rolled the stone across the way into the cave. So he was dead, he was buried, and all that happened on Good Friday. You might be wondering, why is it good? Doesn't sound a very good story, does it? Let me see if I can explain a little bit. We all are a bit like this. Do you like my t-shirt? It's a bit dirty and cut, and it's got nasty things on it. Lies and hate and jealousy. All the sort of things that I do wrong. And you do wrong. Everyone does wrong. Things that mean we can't talk to God. We can't be close to God because God can't stand those things. And Jesus was more like this. Perfect. He was never angry or selfish or rude. Jesus was perfect. And when he died, an amazing thing happened. An amazing thing happened in real life, as well as an amazing thing for what it meant. Here's a curtain. And in the temple, which was the place that people particularly wanted to go to talk to God, there was a great big curtain, much, much bigger than this. The curtain would be as tall as a building and as thick, they say, as a man's hand. See how thin this is? Just imagine a curtain made as thick as that. And this curtain blocked off the way to the Holy of Holies, the special place where people thought of as God's throne, where God was specially, so that you couldn't go there. But when Jesus died, the Bible tells us that the curtain tore from the top to the bottom. So the way to God was open. Anyone would be able to go through. And so what happened then? It was a little bit as though when Jesus died, instead of me having my dirty t-shirt that means I can't go to see God, Jesus gave me his t-shirt so that I'm clean. I can be right with God. I can be friends with God. And Jesus, when he died, took the punishment for all that bad things. Jesus took my t-shirt. Jesus died for me so I could be forgiven. Now that's why we call Good Friday good. I don't know if you've noticed, there's one more little egg I haven't opened, so let me show it to you. What's it got inside? Ooh, nothing. And do you know why? Because on Easter Day, the tomb was empty. Jesus had come back to life. He wasn't dead anymore. That's the really good news. Not only can we be forgiven, but we can know Jesus now as our friend. Jesus is alive now. That's the Easter bit. But I hope you understand now why we call Good Friday good. I'd like to teach you a song with actions. You have to make letters out of your body. First one is L. L. It goes like this. Second one is I. The third one is F. And the fourth one is E. And what do those letters spell? L-I-F-E, life. The song is like this. For God so loved the world, he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not die, but have eternal life. L is for the love that he has for me. I am the reason he died on the tree. F is for forgiveness, and now I am free. E is to enjoy being in his company. For God so loved the world, he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not die, but have eternal life. L is for the love that he has for me. I am the reason he died on the tree. F is for forgiveness, and now I am free. E is to enjoy being in his company. Whew. Now, here are some ideas of crafts that you might like to try. First of all, I don't know if you've got some feathers, but you could make a cockerel. I didn't tell you about the cock crowing in the quick version of the story that I told you, but maybe if you look it up in the Bible, you'll see how the cock crowed. And that was when Peter realized that Jesus had told him that would happen. I wonder if you can find out more about that story. Here's something else you could try. It's the shape of a cross, and I've just stuck all sorts of beans and lentils and rice and things on it to turn it into a pretty picture. A collage, a reminder of Jesus dying on the cross. And the third thing, a very small thing, this is just made from lollipop sticks, but if you made some, you could make an Easter garden, perhaps in a little space in your own garden. Put some flowers and some grass, make a little cave, put a big stone over the mouth of the tomb, and on Easter Day, take it away. You could put a little body wrapped up in cloth on Good Friday, and make a garden using a cross, and then on Easter Day, when you open it, make sure it's empty. If you make any of those and you'd like to send me a photo of them, I'd be happy to share them on our Facebook page. It'd be lovely to see your versions, your creations on Facebook.